One, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rochach Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. This year is Amma 1 from the Great Millstone camp in Trinidad. Alright, and I want to give all, as I say, all praises to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. And this is Amma 1 from the Great Millstone camp. This lesson is on that the fact that you people in this society this is actually the most backward society of all time. Alright? Because a great civilization supposed to operate over the laws of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. That is what a great civilization supposed to operate over. The laws of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. If a civilization not operating over the laws of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai is a backward civilization. It goes nowhere. It leads you to death. This Deuteronomy 4 verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my power commanded me that you should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation or civilization is a wise and understanding people. That it says, for what nation is there so great? You see, a great civilization does deal with the laws and statutes of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, who had the Most High so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our power is in all things that we call upon him for. Alright, and what nation is there so great that had statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before thee you this day? Alright? So that is what makes our society or our civilization great. Now these coons, these people on them outside here, still don't understand that man line with man do not work about. When you do the maths of that, it ain't going to bring about life by. 1 plus 1 will give you 2. Man line with man is 0. That brings 0. That is 0. That is a wrong. Like you're doing a test in school. You know, the teacher asks you questions, and you get a big X when you do a wrong, and you get a tick when you do when you make it correct. Man with man is a wrong. And down here they had a big gay parade when Sunday or Saturday, one of them days, Saturday. Big sting gay parade with some men. But them just need to be destroyed. But the point is that up to now, these people and them realize that this what they're doing is not great. That is not, that you can call a civilization great when it functioning over the laws, when it functioning contrary to the laws of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. Greatest civilizations of all time. These articles are found on the internet. Alright. It says the Roman Empire. What was Rome known for? I'm going to look up on the internet if Rome was known for homosexuality. Homosexuality in ancient Rome. Let's see if I find it. Right. See this? Look at here. the point here. Get right here. Bam. See if I could. It might be copy and paste, but see if I could highlight it for you. It says Roman men were free to enjoy sex with other males without a perceived loss of masculinity or social status because it was a norm. Nobody went jumpy and nobody in telling you nothing. Nobody coming around here. Nobody looking at you down because the Roman Empire used to freak on other men. That was a normal thing in the kingdom. Or social status, as long as they took the dominant penetrative role. As long as they took the dominant or penetrative role. Boy. Partners were slaves, prostitutes, and entertainers whose lifestyle placed them in the nebulous social realm of infamia, excluded from the normal protections accorded a citizen, even if they were technically free. Although Roman men in general seem to have preferred youths between the ages of 12 and 20 as sexual partners, freeborn male minors were strictly off limits because they're freeborn, and professional prostitutes and entertainers might be considerably older. So was the Roman Empire into fucking homosexuality? Oh yes, they were. So let's make it an for the Roman Empire. So that wasn't a great empire. That is why it fell. It fell because it wasn't great. What the scripture say? What nation is so great? This is not a great empire. Going on. Alright, you could read, if you want, you could read the whole article and read through why they say the Roman Empire was a great empire. Ancient Egypt. Ancient Egyptians was on folly. Idol worshipping. Fuck it, let me see. It have a movie come out called The Gods of Egypt. Matter of fact, let me read the scripture on homosexuality. And then I will get the scripture on idol worshipping in ancient Egypt. And ancient Egypt had homosexuality. The eye of Horus represents a little boy anus. Alright, just know. Leviticus 20 verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind meaning a man, as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Alright, and these is the things that will make a civilization or a nation great. If you apply this, your nation or your civilization will be great. If you go contrary to this, it will be great in wickedness, not in righteousness. Alright, and the scripture say wickedness, the triumphant of the wicked is short. Alright, when you get Job, the 20th chapter, and the 4th verse, it says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. That is why all them so-called great societies where I go and read about, all of them fell. All fell. Alright, scripture say righteousness is immortal. They weren't righteous, so they fell. Okay? Now, they say, so ancient Rome had homosexuality. Let me see the Egyptian Empire. 3150 BC to 30 BC. Fuck. Esau coming with the 40,000 years ago madman thing. But we know the Egyptians were worshiping. Listen, let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna come here and look up gods in ancient Egypt. How many gods ancient Egypt had? There were over 2,000 names of gods in ancient Egypt. Some images of ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses show them with a human body and the head of a bird or an animal. Animals were chosen to represent the powers of the god. Bastet was the goddess of protection, of joy, love, pleasure, and pregnant woman. Right, so we seen that plenty gods in ancient Egypt. Alright, I mean, the only you could read through for yourself the article that I have up and read what I was doing, why they're great, but I just getting the points. Alright, and the Most High, Exodus 20 verse 1, and the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, as the Egyptians was doing nowadays, as we say, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So the Most High saying us we have no other gods before him. He's the Most High. Alright, but this pertaining to the Israelites. But them Egyptians and them had multiple gods. So that is a for Egypt too. All of them getting that society wasn't great in Egypt apparently. Because they didn't understand that. Alright? They didn't understand that. Let me go again. The Greek Empire. Yo, the Greek Empire was the same thing as the Roman. Look at here. Rome copied Greece a lot. But if they hadn't copied Greece, then lots of the Greek culture would have been lost. See? So Rome and Greek, because it was two Edomites. Edomites ruling Rome and Greece. When Greece fell, Rome take over and it was Edomites the same way. So Rome copied Greece a lot. So you see that with idol worshipping, adultery, homosexuality, pedophilia, whatever you call it, Greece do it too. And this is who they're calling the greatest, what it is? Greatest civilizations of all time. Okay, going. British Empire. These Edomites again. And you see they say British Empire and it's still, it say AD present. So all now they're still ruling. So they're showing you they're still ruling, bro. They're ruling in America. That way America is a part of the, America is really a part of a colony of Great Britain. Alright? So, but we see in this empire the folly it on. We see how folly it on. The folly this place on. But wanted unrighteousness. Alright? We seeing that. So this and all to the present day, this proven these people is some fucking bug outs by, and that these people looking at themselves in a high rank, in a high stature. Alright? Chinese Empire. That was the so-called, say that was our great empire. Going. The United States. The great US, Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great is one of the greatest civilizations of all time. Way. Hey, this is known in the scriptures that this place is known in the scriptures as Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great Destruction. Not a great civilization, because this whole system don't run on no laws of the Most High to make them so called great. Alright? I'm going to read this excerpt here. Just because it's Babylon the Great. That other countries have followed our model and have the liberties. Have you ever heard about the French Revolution? Liberty, equality, fraternity. Yes, there is the source of the model. The USA created, you see? Plain out the saying the USA created it. There's liberty, equality, so-called fraternity. All of them things the USA created. You have a great country not only because your army, but you are far from being a civilization, not even close. It's no. Let me read this excerpt here too. Only nation to put a man on the moon, and they did it in 1969. Bullshit. Meanwhile, in other places they have existed for thousands of years. Folks are still wiping their butts with hands. So they're making advances. 30 years later, computer scientists are at work in California, USA, pinging computers for the first time, in which would be the beginning of computer networking and eventually lead to the creation of the internet, where you can come here and ask, what's the greatest civilization that ever existed? I believe this is somebody who's saying this. Yeah, these are comments there. These people are them lost. And people can vote for the Roman Empire or Persians or some other empire that is now gone. Think about it. The USA isn't perfect, but as far as cultural impact goes, from media, sports, movies, entertainment, the USA is the hub. Elected officials, protected rights of citizens, and many more things make the United States a model for democracy. The country itself would be in a better shape if the citizens would spend more time paying attention to their elected officials and less time on stupid crap like we keeping up with the Kardashians, blah 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 blah. But basically this coon, or whoever he is, saying the US is the place. But these people still don't know how to freaking that, hey, putting chemtrails in the air will kill your people. Alright, the scripture say a wise king, let me get her. We get it in the Apocrypha. Sirach chapter 10 verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. These people are not in order. The scriptures say let all things be done decently and in order. These people are not decent, they're not moral. They're immoral assholes in this society or in this empire. So all you don't even know, alright, all you don't even know that putting poison, fluoride in your water will kill people. Drinking all of that. These set of different have a whole lot of them, boy. Seeming to slip my mind right now. Alright? That a boy is a boy and a girl is a girl, and there's not supposed to be no transgenders. Alright? That you're not supposed to eat pork. Or you don't even understand that. It have a reason the Most High state in the law don't eat the pork. Don't eat the shrimp, don't eat none of them things. Or you don't even know that, but already some of the greatest thinking people in society. If you was a wise judge, you would then shock your people where the laws of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. And notice something. Up to now, you see the society when King David and King Solomon was in power, when Israel was in power. Up to now, you ain't see it. It says, verse 2, a judge, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. And the ruler of the city is these Edomites, these Rothschilds. Alright? These Rothschilds running this shit, running this country. Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Alright? So the wicked rule in the earth. That is why the people in the society mad like that. These Malachi 1 verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever. Alright, so you so-called white people is the wicked who rule in the earth. So the man, these are warriors naturally. Or there's some vile beasts. Alright, or there's some villains. According to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. Or there's villains. Alright, or there's not moral upstanding people. Isaiah 32 verse 6. For the vile person will speak villainy. Or there's villains. Or there's villains. That is what let us speak. To the people who are supposed to instruct. Villainy. And his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against Yahweh, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. Alright, that is you so-called white people. You so-called white people, these are what let us function. Okay, so let me go and get some more civilizations, great civilizations. Islamic Golden Age. Islam is idol worshipping. Mayan Empire. Time off too, because the Mayans and them didn't come over here in 2000. Them is Israelites, and them didn't come over here in 2000 BC. Alright? Around 700 BC, 720 something to 700 BC, them reach over here. Mongol Empire. That was a great, so-called great civilization according to them. The Persian Empire. The Kola Dynasty. The Ottoman Empire. Mughal Empire. Aztec Empire. Assyrian Empire. Soviet Union. Phoenicia. Kingdom of Scotland. Qing Dynasty, Celtic Empire. Pandian Empire. I must see if the word put the Israelite Empire, the Israelite rulership. The Inca Empire. France. The Babylonian Empire. Hey! I want you to put Israel. To put Israel down to the last. These motherfuckers on them, boy. These fucking dogs, boy. Hey, and these are next Byzantine Empire when Israel was ruling too. See? Let me see the comments. Greatest civilization ever, Bannon. Somebody put The Israelites is the Israelite civilization because of God's blessing on them throughout history, past, present, and or future. But most of the hated and punished for wickedness due to the sin, but also the most hated and punished for wickedness due to sin. At least to date, with the former being the case because Satan hates God and his people, which is Esau really, and Israel more than any other, seeing as Yahushai, or they say Jesus, the Son of God, came to earth by being born there, save the world from its sins, and hold for eternity, if people will accept him as their Lord and Savior forever. War does not make one great. Countless contributions to society. Known to have established the oldest monotheistic religion, only one God we used to serve, in the 13th century BC, and is thought to have influenced Egyptian culture and vice versa, and it currently possesses one of the oldest cities, Jerusalem. Its architecture during the period of Herod was at its peak, and its distinctive domicile still existent today. Alright. Yeah, but when Jake was ruling, Jake had all things in righteousness. No wars, nothing, and just pure serenity. But they put Jake down to the bottom of the barrel, right? They put him down to the last almost. And they put the Edomites. You must see this video on YouTube. Roman Empire. United States, bro. Yep, and that is it. That is it. They say all them other empires. They say all them other empires is the top empire ever. Jake Empire was just folly. But hey, you will see what we empire going and do. Alright, in the days to come. It's Isaiah chapter 2 verse 1. It says, and the word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. It says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above all the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. What that mean? What is a plowshare? What is a sword? A sword is a thing for war. A plowshare is something to do farming, a gardening equipment. Alright? Plowshares. Come on, let me get the word, right? Ath. Alright? A plowshare. Digging implement, culture, plowshare. An iron implement used in agriculture with an edge and something requiring to be sharpened. That is what you're going to do. That is what these nations going to do. Why? It ain't going to have no fight. It ain't going to be fighting. When Jake start back to rule and the world it in war, how the hell you figure out that killing each other right through, building bombs, alright, making all them set of guns, ain't going to make a society great. Righteousness of the Lord will make the society great, a civilization great. It says, beat their spears and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Nobody go and fight no more. Up to now, while you ain't figure out to stop, make peace on the earth. Up to now, while you ain't figure out. It's wars, back and forth. But when Jake ruled, as history indicates, no fighting. When Solomon was on the throne, it had no war. And when Yahweh Shai come back for the throne, think go and have no war the same way, all you fuckers. That will be a great society. It says verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke. Verse 5, O house of Jacob, come here and let us walk in the light of Yahweh. It says, therefore thou hast forsaken thy people, the house of Jacob, because they be replenished from the east, and are soothsayers like the Philistines, and they please themselves in the children of strangers, making them Gentiles. It says, their land also is full of silver and gold, neither is there any end of their treasures. Their land is also full of horses, neither is there any end of their chariots. Alright? But that is how Jake going on rule. They're going on get it again in Micah the 4th chapter. Same thing it's saying. But in the last days, Micah 4:1, shall come to pass that the mountain of Yahweh shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and many people shall flow unto it. And many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, and to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of Yahweh of hosts hath spoken it. Alright? The mouth of the Lord of hosts hath spoken it. The Lord going on, I just notice he say it twice. The Lord going on beautify his people. Okay? Lord go and beautify his people. Genesis chapter 1:41 verse 1. And it came to pass at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kine, and fatted flesh, and they fed in the meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them out of the river, ill-favored and lean-fleshed, and they stood and stood by the other kind upon the brink of the river, and the ill-favored and lean-fleshed kind did eat up the 7 well-favored and fat kind. So Pharaoh awoke, and he slept again and dreamed the second time. This dealing with the famine in Egypt. Alright, this is what Pharaoh back then in the Egyptian time, this is what he dreamed. The Lord sent this dream to him, and Joseph was in the prison. It says, and he slept and dreamed the second time, and behold, 7 ears of corn, and upon one stalk rank and good. And 7 ears of corn came up upon one stalk rank and good, and behold, 17 ears and blasted with the east wind sprung up after them. And the 17 ears devoured the 7 rank and full. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. Alright, and Pharaoh wanted to find out what the dream mean. And they called for Joseph, and this is what Joseph tell him. This is what Joseph tell him. Right? And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one. The Most High had showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kind are 7 years, and the 7 good heirs are 7 years. The dream is one. And the 17 and ill-favored kind that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty heirs blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh. What the Most High is about to do, he showed unto Pharaoh. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt, and there shall arise after them 7 years of famine. And all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. Alright? And the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following, for it shall be very grievous. And for this is the point. And for that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by the Most High, and the Most High will shortly bring it to pass. And you notice it say twice. Micah say one thing, Isaiah say the same thing. The Most High will shortly bring it to pass, and then you will see a great civilization upon the planet Earth. Alright? And hey, hopefully with that you've been edified. And I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. This here is Amma One signing out. Shalom Akim.